How's it going, guys? Andrew from McNasty Customz, sitting here with Project Chicken Shit. Man, I'll tell you one thing. I can't believe the amount of hate that this truck gets because of a simple set of wheels. So it goes to show you, just build what you want to build, do what you want to do. The name of the truck is Chicken Shit because it's supposed to be representing a pile of shit, junk, stuff that's been laying around a shop, a truck with rust on it, a truck with dings and dents, and it's just supposed to be a piece of shit, something you take out and cruise around, and meant to be a fun piece of shit. So people can hate away and do whatever they want to do. It just makes me laugh. It makes me smile, and especially the comments. So I put it on one of the pages last night, Shitbox Nation or something, and I said, chicken shit, 500 horsepower, spooled, 4-speed on 26s. Man, the amount of comments on that, in the hundreds on how they hate the wheels, the wrong style wheels, they hate the hood scoop. Oh, and here's Elmo. So we got Elmo with us who's gonna, whoa, he's gonna help us through this. They hate the hood scoop, this and that, the JC Whitney and China stuff and so on and so on. It's amazing. There's no way the truck makes 500 horse. It's impossible, this and that. Where's the dyno sheets? Listen, I got a set of dyno pajamas that I wear once in a while to bed, but I don't actually have the dyno sheets anymore. I threw those out years ago, back when I moved out of my mom's house. But everybody needs dyno sheets. So we're gonna give you a once around of the truck and an idea of exactly what's going on here, just because it's like you guys don't get it, man. You just don't get it. So more or less, the truck's a 1977. We're up in Massachusetts. McNasty Customz is out of Massachusetts, Sonnet, Mass. And up in around here, everything is in a rust belt, everything is rotted and rusted and so on, and it's all garbage. So we got this truck out of Idaho. So this was a farm truck out of Idaho, and it's actually a solid truck. So we got something like this. It was a 6-cylinder, 4-speed truck to begin with, 9-inch obviously. And it came to me about less than 2 months ago. So the idea of this truck, or the project of this truck, was what I was gonna do is, instead of having a bunch of parts laying around the shop from other projects laying around and then putting them on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and so on and trying to get a bunch of people to come to the shop and everybody talk you down. We have motors and transmissions and gauges and nitrous kits and you name it. A bunch of parts from another 79 that we're building, Project Elliott. So the idea was to grab this truck, take all the parts that are laying around inside the shop and throw them on this truck. And then we'll drive the truck as a shop truck, we'll beat it up, we'll have a good time with it, and we'll sell the thing. And then we could sell it for cheap. So now we'll start going around the truck, we'll look at it, and then we'll go through a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So let's check this out. All right, guys, so this is the chicken shit. This is a 1977 F150, which I label it usually as an F100. F100 was only this style truck. You label it as F150 for advertising and showing people. 2020 could be an F150, so I usually always say an F100. Regular cab long bed. So this truck came out of Idaho. It was on a farm for many years. It's a completely patinaed truck, so you can see nicks and dings. Somebody touched up a little spot right there. It's missing a little piece of trim right there. It's got nicks and dings. This side of the bed was dented in pretty good, and I actually popped it back out, and it popped out. You can see where it's got its little rust and so on. I took the bumper and the trailer hitch off, and I made the roll pan to look like an old, that's something that's been on here for 20 years. And I didn't do any body work to it. I just ground it down on the edges. I welded it in, and I just hit it with some somewhat matching paint. See, the bottom of the tailgate is all rusted through right there. Tailgate opens and closes fine. And, so we got nicks and dings. See on the trim here and so on, a scratch, a little dent. So the idea behind this truck was to get something that was a piece of shit. That was the name of the project, was Chicken Shit. I didn't know if I wanted to name it diarrhea, crap, shit box, something, so it came up. And I used to be known by Chicken McNasty, and that's why we got McNasty Customz. So somebody said, why don't you name it Chicken Shit? And that's where we ended up with this thing. So the first thing I did is I went and I grabbed, it had no carpet in it, anything along those lines. It did at one point in its life. And I went and grabbed some seats out of the junkyard. The seats are out of a 1987 Dodge 1500, I don't know, Ram Charger or something along those lines. And they had to fold up and down armrests. And that's why I wanted those, because I knew the nitrous bottle was going in the console and it wasn't going to have a center. So I got the, something that matched. I threw a house carpet in here. Back in the day, everybody, oh, you got a house carpet, ha ha ha. Yes, man, because back in the day, this is how they used to do it. If you look right here on the sides of the truck, this is the house carpet that used to be in the truck. So this is what they used to do back in the late 70s, early 80s, and so on. They used to put house carpet. People don't, maybe everybody's too young and doesn't even understand how any of this stuff works. So yes, I went and bought a tan house carpet, and I threw it in the truck. And then doormats. Yes, they didn't go buy floor mats with Tasmanian Devil on them or You Go Girl floor mats. They used to throw whatever you had laying around the house or in the shop into the truck, and that's why I got these mats in here. So yes, that's the seats, the rug, and the mats. So yes, I put a machete shifter on here, and yes, it's sharp. And no, I don't care if I get caught in a rollover or I hit a pole. If I hit a pole and my leg accidentally goes in between the seat up in front of the shifter and I cut it, then I got bigger problems. So I'm not really too worried about it, man. So yes, it's a machete, it's welded on there. Yes, it's a cheap $5 machete from Harbor Freight, absolutely. The radio was in the truck, and the installation kit was in another $79. I cut the floor here. Oh, you cut a hole in the floor, you ruined the floor. This is a $23 piece of metal here. I can just buy a brand new one for $23. Yes, I cut a hole in the floor, and I put plexiglass. I doubled up plexiglass in it, and I set some gauges for the nitrous underneath. So at nighttime, you can see the ground. Well, during the daytime too, obviously. You can see the drive shaft and so on through the floor, and then when you turn the lights on, the gauges light up through the floor, which is cool. And the gauges you don't really need to stare at the whole time, so they don't need to be right in your vision. And there's a fuel safety switch on the nitrous, so it doesn't matter. It's just so you know what's going on. Oh, you can't see the gauges, they're in a bad spot. Okay, guys. So nitrous bottle was something we had in our 67 Mustang laying around. And let me go to the other side. 67 Mustang we had laying around, and the nitrous kit was a brand new NX kit sitting in the shop that we weren't going to use. We put a bunch of fogger kits, and this was a plate kit that we weren't going to use, so we ended up throwing it in this truck. Steering wheel is a Grant steering wheel from Summit Racing, just a wood grain, just something to kind of be brown and match the truck. I drilled the steering wheel, put the bracket in, and this is the nitrous switch, obviously, and the cord that runs around. The tack is an old school auto gauge that came out of the other 79 we built. I took apart the gauge cluster, and I painted it to match the truck a little bit, and it's 2 gauge clusters, one from the other truck, one from this truck, and it's a P-Squares HID kit in there to change everything so it's kind of goldishy, brownish colors. So we have that. Like I said, the radio's out of the other truck, and then we got the nitrous switch here, which obviously when you click the nitrous switch up, the light comes on, the light activates the secondary fuel system and the gauge and all that, and it turns on the solenoid, so it's ready to go. We have a fuel gauge up top here for the motor. That fuel gauge down there is for the nitrous, and that's pretty much the interior. I put brand new rubbers on here and brand new door seals when I put the rubber, the floor in, and that's it. That's the entire interior of the truck, very simple. The outside body of the truck, I really didn't do anything other than that roll pan. And obviously I put the gauge up there, and this is a 429 Cobra Jet hood scoop. Oh, you got a cheap hood scoop on it. It's a non-functional hood scoop. It's a this, it's a that. How do you guys know by looking at this whether it's a functional or non-functional hood scoop? And it's not a J.C. Whitney hood scoop. It's a Ford Cobra Jet 429 factory hood scoop off one of our 67 Mustangs that we changed the hood on. So that's a Ford hood scoop. The front latch was broken, so we just got a pair of vice grips on there. That's all we do with that. Well, let's finish going around the body, but that's pretty much the rest of the body of the truck. That's everything other than some mirrors that we picked up real cheap. We should have used the Mustang ones, but I didn't realize they were on the Mustang doors, or I would have. I picked those up from the place where I got all the rubber and everything. The back window, the slider was kind of shitty. It wouldn't close right, so the back window is out of our other 79 build. We have boxes full of parts at the truck, so we ended up throwing a brand new rubber on that, and then that's the old window, and then that's the body. So that's the whole body. So we're going to talk about the wheels in a minute, because this is where everybody loses their mind in the wheels. So, yes, the hood scoop works. It's got small holes drilled in it. It is a functional hood scoop, and it works. The hood scoop would work if you turned it around. If I turned the hood scoop around, it would be more functional. The point of an old school hood scoop, old style, is to suck air into the truck, into the engine bay. Not a cowl induction. People, nobody even knows what's going on, man. And they got to comment. Everybody's got to comment. Keep commenting away. I don't care, man. You're getting more views on the truck. You're sharing the truck and so on. So do whatever you got to do. Oh, there's no way this motor makes 500 horse. There's no way this motor makes 500 horse, huh? It's an AFR head. You see the AFR? It's an AFR aluminum head, touched up to try to look sleeperish. And it's a 351 Windsor, 1969 351 Windsor out of a Mustang. And it's balanced to 0, so it'll rev to 9,000 RPMs. Pistons, connecting rods, all ARP bolts throughout. You know, and then any average stuff, obviously, just a stupid Cobra Jet valve covers and, you know, Edelbrock intake, MSD. You can see, the point of this truck being chicken shit is, you know, a mouse ate these wires. And we leave all this stuff on this truck to look like this. Another guy, oh yeah, with all that China braided hose. This is all Earl's braided line. Every piece of this system is Earl's. You know, I guess you guys don't realize, you know, some people can afford to put nicer stuff on stuff. So we bought stainless steel headers from Summit. I forgot what they are, 1 5/8. They're not huge, but I mean, it's still a small block. So 1 5/8 stainless headers. They fit like shit for this truck. Garbage. They were not supposed to be for this truck. Summit has them listed as 73 to 79 two-wheel drive with a 351 swap in it, and it is not. What they send you is headers from, I believe, an 83 to like a 93 Bronco. So they do not fit. They were horrible. We had to cut one of the primary tubes to get it around the mini starter, but it's in. So you see it all. That's the NX kit that we had laying around, and it is hooked up. And MSD 6A, we have 6ALs and everything, but that's what was in this car. All this vacuum assist, everything was in the car as we took it out, and we just swapped everything right onto this truck. We moved the radiator back. It's the factory 6-cylinder radiator. We moved it back. We made this little bracket setup here. Because this was a 6-cylinder truck, everything is set back. We didn't want to screw around with making drive shafts and everything. This truck is supposed to be put together as cheap as possible. So it has a Lakewood blow shield in it, it has a spec clutch in it, and then it has the truck transmission behind it. So that's where we are with the motor. The motor makes 507 horsepower. 507 on the nitrous. So it's 100 shot of nitrous, wet system obviously, but obviously you guys who know anything about anything know NX kits always make a little bit more. So it makes about, whatever, it averages it up, so it's a little bit higher than the 100 horse. It's always, you know, usually in the 120s, 115s, if it says it's 100. But you guys that know NX always know NX runs high. So here's the motor, we're good with all that. And then I obviously dropped all that in, got this truck running, and then I started playing with the rear end. So the rear end, okay, so the next thing I did is I took the helper springs out of the truck to get a little bit of a squat in the back, a little bit lower. So I took the helper spring out, it didn't quite bring it down enough, so I cut one of the leaves out, which was like a 4-pack, now brought it down to a 3-pack. After I did that, I had horrible wheel hop. So the truck wouldn't be able to spin tires or anything along those lines because of the wheel hop. So I ended up putting traction bars in. So I welded in these brackets here, I braced the rear end across, I got some bracing in it, and I have some of my traction bars that I had laying around on the shelf. And that's all, obviously the rear end was built with a bunch of metal laying around the shelf. So these are our front brackets we trimmed down. So we have the front brackets with 3 holes in them. So we just trimmed off the bottom 2 holes so we don't use that bracket. They're stainless steel bars all the way back. Obviously all the way back with monster 1-inch heim joints and so on. Then I took apart the actual housing itself, and this truck had 300 open rear end. And now it's got 323s, which isn't much better, but it's something. 323s out of the Mustang, and we spooled it. My cousin actually came down and gave me a spool for this truck, so we spooled it up. So that's where we were with that. So that's the rear end. Those are the traction bars that are on the truck, which are 2-inch stainless steel traction bars with 1-inch heim joints all welded in. Let's see if we can see the fuel system in this truck. So we got 2 fuel systems. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it over there. I mean, you can kind of see it. We got 2 fuel systems in the truck. We got a Holley electric pump set up. Oh, that's a little bit better. We got a Holley electric pump set up with a filter off the line. We got all -6 front to back. I drilled the sending unit and tank, dropped down another line, steel line, so I could hook the rubber line to it. Everything's -6, fittings, ends, and 2 pumps. One for the nitrous, one obviously to drive the truck, and a manual pump up front. A Holley pump as well. So the exhaust is 3-inch all the way back into the Flowmaster mufflers that were off the Mustang. We cut the mufflers off the Mustang, and then I did 3.5-inch tailpipes. And right here, I got a flamethrower kit installed, and I haven't used it yet. I'm still in the process of finishing hooking that up. So that is the flamethrower kit, which you won't see inside that hole there. And this is where we are, man. This is what we got. So that's the fuel system, the exhaust system, the rear end. Obviously, we went over the interior, the body of the truck. So the last thing that these guys absolutely lose their mind on is they lose their mind on the rims, the wheels. Why did you do that? I can't stand the wheels, they're too big. So we ended up going around, we cleaned up all the calipers and then drums, and we painted everything up to match the truck real quick. We got some spike lug nuts on there, and that's pretty much it. So this was what this truck was supposed to look like. For you guys that just want to hate on it, well, whatever it is, man, it's funny. Do whatever you want. You don't understand. I got a 500 horsepower truck to go drive around that gets a ton of attention, okay? And I'm into this truck out of my pocket with stuff laying around the shop and stuff for like $7,000, okay? I got a 500 horsepower spooled out truck that is fun as hell to drive. Blows tire, blows donuts, sounds awesome for $7,000. It's supposed to look like a piece of junk. It's supposed to look like a piece of shit. Then they're saying, well, why didn't you even go and paint it then? Well, you guys don't have any idea what's going on. Down south, this is a down south style build. Down south, they take older patinaed trucks like this, they jam big wheels on it, put exhaust on it, and they drive them around. And then somebody complaining, well, that's not a down south truck because it doesn't have AC. Well, I live in Massachusetts, buddies. I don't need AC up here to have this truck. Okay, so, okay. The wheels are 26-inch 5 on 5.5-inch wheels, which are off a newer style Dodge. Okay, that we had a customer that these were just laying around. So why not throw them on a truck? I wanted to see if they were fit. I put up posts and see if anybody's ever tried big wheels like this. And then most you ever see is 20s, maybe 22s. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to put something on a truck. You guys should be happy people try stuff like this so you can see them. You know, you can see what fits. You can see what works. There's no rubbing at all with these tires, which is amazing. You know, it's the right offset and everything that you got to get. We just lucked into it. Like I said, we're not putting any money into this truck. So we have a beater truck that's getting a ton of attention, whether it's negative or it's positive. Fine, man. Let it be negative all you want. I don't care. It's still getting me attention. It's still helping me get views for me. It's still helping represent my name and my company. And it's just a beater truck. We have other trucks, man. We have SEMA builds in there. We have all kinds of stuff. You know, we've been in magazines. Our parts have been in magazines. Our parts have been on TV shows. Our parts have been in covers of magazines and all kinds of car shows all around the country, big car shows. Oh, it doesn't even matter, man. So I really don't care if you hate my $7,000 truck. It's good for you, dude. Then hate away. So I put a post up last night. I don't know how many, you know, we're on Shipbox Nation, and there are probably 500 comments saying, you destroyed the truck, you wrecked the truck, that hood scoop, that. Okay, man, it's not your truck. It's just somebody else's truck, man. Who cares? What do you care? You have to go out of your way to say how bad you hate the thing. Well, then that's on you, man, because we don't care. The more you hate it, and that's why I'm putting all the posts up, they hate my truck, they hate my wheels, they this and that, nah. And you know what? It's getting me views. It's getting me people coming to my way and just looking at it and looking at my other stuff. And that's what the whole point of doing stuff like this is for a small business to do what they can do to get more business going. So let's start this thing up. Because you're going to clearly hear how this thing could no way make 500 horse on nitrous. On nitrous. For you guys saying that there's no way it makes 500 horse. Do you not realize how cheap and easy it is to make 500 horse? It's simple, especially with nitrous. So now you're saying all this truck with a 100 shot, let's just say, all you're saying is All we need is a lousy 400 horse motor. You're saying I can't get 400 horse out of a 351 cubic inch motor. You guys are soft. You guys are funny. And you clearly look like a dummy when you comment and stuff like that. You know, 400 horse is rather simple to get out of a 351. And oh, well, that's just a chrome dress-up kit. Okay, man. And it's chrome dress-up kit. I don't know what to tell you. It's not a race truck. Not a race truck. It's a truck to go cruise around on and blow tires. She's got a healthy motor in her, boys. I don't know. I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, just hate away. Do whatever you got to do. Say whatever you got to say. It's not hurting anybody's feelings but your own. You're like the only ones with your own hurt feelings. So, hate away, guys. Show you some more. We got some more videos coming up. We got some install videos with a few pieces on this truck. We're going to be doing some, going to some shows, blowing some tire and so on. We'll take it from there, but we're going to have more videos coming up, so like and watch. Stay tuned, guys. We'll have more for you.